Something you may not know about me, unless you've watched my channel or know me in real life, is that I used to play League of Legends. It was a couple of years ago that my friends and I were playing this exciting 5 vs 5 multiplayer online battle arena. Hundreds of champions, item building, exhilarating combat. Sounds fun, right?
It's not fun.
Once the novelty of this new genre wore off, I was pretty disillusioned. This game claims to be noob-friendly, but it's hard to be friendly to new players in a game that demands of you intimate knowledge of the rich history of the MOBA genre and its beginnings. I came from a background of safer video game genres like first-person shooters and platformers, and it's astonishing how little context is required to play those games than League of Legends. To its credit, League did at least get me into the MOBA genre as a whole, and I began to realize that there are other, less infuriating and more fun games for me to play. And I'm not talking about Dota 2. It's plenty of fun, but long match times make it hard for me to get through 1 or 2 matches in a single day without feeling totally drained. Rather, I wanted to talk about a lesser known MOBA that, in my eyes, is way more fun and criminally underrated. That game is Heroes of Newerth.
Let's get it on.
It's worth mentioning that Heroes of Newerth is technically dead, but Project Kongor was an effort to revive this game for the many thousands of loyal players who prefer it over Dota 2. This game wears its age like a badge of honor. It's like a time capsule back to the early 2010s, and yet its identity remains distinct and feels fresh. Maybe that's just because I'm new to the game, but it feels as though there's no shortage of things to experience. There are 139 heroes in Heroes of Newerth. Every character in this game has something totally unique to offer, but if your team is balanced right, no one feels underpowered. In fact, some heroes may actually feel overpowered. The way I see it, this game seems to uphold the game design philosophy of its predecessor and direct inspiration, Dota All-Stars. The main focus will always be strategic gameplay, but at the same time, you aren't discouraged from engaging in shenanigans if you're skilled enough to do something crazy. It's as if the game is designed with fun in mind. Take my support main, Glacius, for example. At full strength, his root lasts 3 whole seconds. That's not enough time for you to kill someone, but it's enough for your team to rotate over to your position and start dogpiling on the poor guy, who, thanks to Glacius, won't have enough time to escape. There are many features in this game coming from Dota All-Stars that Heroes of Newerth chose to keep, unlike League. Things like Creep Denies, where you honorably relieve your minions of service before the enemy can farm them for golden experience. There's Creep Stacking, where you take one batch of creeps on a vacation while a new one spawns in, and this new batch has chosen to stay a little too long, so now both groups of creeps are now cramped in a single space. Couriers, which are friendly little creatures who will deliver your fully built items to you without you having to return to the base to collect them. Tome of Elements, which is an item that will give you free XP. It's especially useful for people like me who are bad at the game and need that level boost to keep up with the rest of the team. All of that might sound like a lot, whether you play MOBAs or not. And that might be why the community doesn't see too many new faces. This game may not be very friendly to beginners, but I was lucky enough to meet the Rusty Clan, made up of folks returning to the game, and people like me, who are still learning it. It's thanks to them that I was able to learn this game so quickly. While not every game is populated with the nicest people, I'm reminded that the reason they feel so strongly about every game is because this is a game worth playing. Heroes of Newerth was before my time, but when I play this game, I get some understanding of what it means to people. I may not win every match, and it definitely feels like my fault when I lose, but that's not going to stop me from playing. When I reflect on a match, every kill, every death, every team fight, every objective, every camp I stacked, every ward I placed was a part of one enjoyable experience. I'm learning more, and I'm growing because of it. So even if I lose, why should I be upset? At the end of the day, when I log off after a long session of Heroes of Newerth, I'm not whining because I didn't get the win. I'm smiling because I had fun.